Hi, everybody. Welcome to
whatever the fuck this is.
Englishman and two Americans walking to bar. What?
I said whatever the fuck this is.
No, we had book club. Me and Aaron Lewis have a book club that we're doing together, but we had to postpone. So last minute, I decided to grab some of my favorite people and just do this, and we'll chat and drink and whatnot. Because this always works well for me. Everybody knows I never drink. So I think the only times I've had anything to drink at all this year was on the few times I did it on Six Pack, and then a couple of those times I subsequently drunkenly went over to Dave's and it got worse and worse. So anyway, how's everyone doing tonight? Dr. Josh, how's it going?
Yeah, doing well. Doing well. Thanks for having me on.
Everybody knows who Dr. Josh is. We had him on last week from Digital Hammurabi, the channel he has with his lovely wife, Megan. And links for all three of these guys are in the description below, but I'm sure everybody knows who they are anyway. Oh, and by the way, if you want to get our attention, tag Dave, because I don't know where he is on the screen to me. Critical Cripple, if you don't know who he is, because the chat's hard to pay attention to. Dave, how are you feeling tonight?
Terrible.
I know. But yet you're still on. There's Daisy. But you're still here because you love me.
No.
Did you just say no?
No, I said I know.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it very much. What are you drinking tonight?
Milk.
Milk.
Well, I'm drunk all that. I'm not on water again.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks. I don't know where Robbie wants to go.
We came to watch you get drunk.
It's the entertainment, I guess. Oh, there you are. How about you, honey? What are you doing? What are you drinking? How you doing?
I'm fixing the echo because all that fucking time that we spent 2 weeks fixing my audio issues, I did not transfer them across to your settings, honey. So yeah. Brilliant. Everybody's having a great time. I'm drinking Buckfast.
That's shocking.
Yep.
So he's not going to be able to walk at the end of this.
Oh, I'll be fine. I'm Irish.
He'll be fine. Josh won't like me anymore because I'm going to turn into a mouthy bitch.
Turning to.
That's kind of one of the reasons he loves me, so it's fine. It's cool.
I like strong, independent women.
Thank you.
Step back, fucker.
And that's what they tell him.
That is exactly right.
Speaking of strong, independent women, what did you guys do for Halloween last night? I saw Megan dressed up as Cruella de Vil.
Yeah, I went as a builder, and Oliver was very excited about
Bob the Builder?
Maybe. I had a reflective vest and a hard hat on. And he came out and said... Yeah, he was
the kids dressed as?
Let's see. Oliver was a Triceratops. Megan sewed him this little outfit where the hood came down and there's a Triceratops head. He had a tail. And then Piper, the 7-year-old, was a witch. And my oldest 13-year-old age, she was an evil Raggedy Ann.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Cool.
It was done very well. I wanted to stay away from her.
Did she put any of it together herself, or did
yeah. It was like her mom did some of it, and yeah, I actually don't know how much who did what, but it was frightening.
Okay. Yeah, because our friend Brainbug has a daughter about that age that does all her own like effects and stuff like that. So she uses just stuff around the house. It's really cool. And then as you guys know, because I showed you all the picture and I put it on Twitter too, but Angelin is the cool boy because he wore my flight jacket and was Russian Yushanka, and then he calls me at like, I don't know, Robbie, what time was it, like 12:30?
Yeah, but 1 o'clock in the morning.
Skateboard. Yeah. but he couldn't come in the house because the alarm was already set, and people, my parents were asleep, and it makes this really loud noise, this loud beeping when you turn it on and off. So he's like, you just throw it out the window. So I'm like, it's 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'm hanging out the window. I've got 3 teenage boys screaming at me from the car, "Hey, Angel's mom!" And Angel like, yeah, just drop it, just drop it.
I
I'm
am
like, "Dude, this is
sure
really
that's.
heavy. Like, are you sure you want me to drop it? No, it'll be fine." So
Was he also throwing a Schnitzer's marble rye up in the air?
they had an interesting evening. I ended up like, because the way our phones are, we share pictures, so I see his pictures and he sees mine, and so
Not the ones I
we
send her,
see
though.
pictures
Not
of-
the ones I send her. That's a different
Well,
folder.
those I would have to save in our role. It's fine. But so I see pictures at like 1:30 in the morning of him just skateboarding down in the middle of the town square in the pouring rain. Like, okay, sure. That's great. So what did you guys do then? Was there trick or treating or?
Actually, we did it here. So Megan set up like a sort of an Easter egg hunt thing in the house, and then we all went upstairs, and each of the adults went into a separate room and acted like that was a house. The kids came
Aw.
up and knocked on the door, and you'd open it. Oh, and Oliver would come inside and yeah, dump all his candy out on the bed. And we'd be like, you have more houses to go to, but yeah, it was funny.
Aw,
It was
that's
cute.
sweet. We didn't think like the neighborhood I live in is like where everybody in my town comes to for Halloween, so it's usually really packed. But we didn't think we were going to do it this year. But there were a few houses on the street that did open up because Angel went to take the dog out last night and he couldn't get through the traffic, and there were people projecting. I think they were watching like one of the Goosebumps movies projecting on their garage, but he just went. It was a very small party, and he wore a mask. And then they went out afterwards to skate and then to Waffle House, which I don't advise. But yeah, that's what he did. What did you do, Dave?
Watched spiders, and then had nightmares.
That's right. I told you, like, okay, Brain Book was on Neil last night. Neil the 604 Atheist. And if you haven't watched it, it's fucking awesome. He's dressed up as young Frankenstein. Neil was dressed up as Jack Skellington. What? The Misfits, fine. You're the one who fucking. I asked you.
You asked me, yes, you asked me, and I said, don't
you
know,
said young
don't know,
Frankenstein.
but his name
Right.
is Von Frankenstein. He might be young Frankenstein.
Fine.
Then Neil
You're the
pointed
one
out
who
it was
dressed up.
Misfits.
It was cool.
Fuck you,
He brought
bitch.
out his bugs and shit. And your volume's really low, Rob, by the way. So, anyway. And I would ask what you did, but I was there, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't matter. Alright, right. I'm trying to fix the audio. Stop frickin' whinging at me. There's nothing else I can do.
Okay, Dave,
Yeah.
you're in charge.
What am I in charge of?
Okay, not yet. My
Not
question
yet.
actually did I get what I.
Elena did burst into the bathroom wearing my clown mask while I was in the shower and go, "Boo, daddy!"
Creepy as fuck. So my
I can't
first
believe-
question. Wait, what, Dave?
I can't believe Brian did full costume changes during my show.
That was really
So
cool.
many.
When we did Dave's show on Friday, we all came in costume, and Brian kept putting his icon on and then coming back in a whole different, fully and some of these outfits he made himself. It was awesome. Like he had a mask that, like a Leatherface type of mask that he said he did himself, and it was very cool. It was a lot of fun. So if you haven't seen that, go back and watch Dave's stream from Friday. So my first question to all of you, and I think I'm going to ask. Oh, Never Again was able to text or to write in the
Yeah,
chat.
about 10 minutes ago, Pat. You haven't been looking at the chat. Just continue on. It's grand.
Are you just gonna fucking pick on me all night? Like, seriously?
Yep.
Anyway, I'm gonna direct this at Dr. Josh first, since he is the other American in the group, but it does pertain to everybody because I think the Trump presidency kind of affects the globe. Is how are you dealing with this kind of existential dread that comes with the fact that we don't know what's going to happen? So, Josh, how are you dealing with it? Are you like not reading news much? Are you like how are you dealing with it?
Yeah, I mean, part of me kind of feels bad about this. I'm not much of a news person. I don't think I've watched a newscast proper in about 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like I've lived through every presidency is, somebody says is going to be the worst thing that's ever happened to the world. And while there are obviously ups and downs with certain presidents, we all seem to come through it. That's not a very good answer because I don't feel like I'm doing my civic duty, but it doesn't bother me probably as much as it should.
Okay. That's then good for you because I'm freaking the fuck out. Like, seriously, I'm losing my shit.
She sent me a message yesterday morning going, "Have you seen this? I'm genuinely scared, Robbie. This is..."
It happens a lot. Like, the thing that came out today about the Hunter Biden sex tapes, I'm worried. Even though it doesn't matter, it's stupid.
What did you say? A Hunter Biden sex tape?
What?
What did you say?
The Hunter Biden sex tape thing.
Okay.
You don't know what I'm talking about, do you?
I didn't hear about any Hunter Biden sex tape, no.
Yeah, it
Get
came
it up
out
on screen quick.
I think it came out like last night or this morning, but there's supposedly this Chinese website that is owned by, or at least partially owned by Steve Bannon, broke this story and posted some of these sex tapes.
Must be trustworthy.
Yeah. But I mean, even like the point is, what they're saying is that China had these tapes, and therefore can hold them as leverage over both Biden because they're hunters. But then
that didn't seem to bother anyone at the last election when Russia apparently had tapes of Trump pissing everywhere. Of being pissed off.
Plus, like, if they showed some of the tapes and they showed pictures. I don't know. I haven't seen them. I don't know if it's actually him or whatever. But if it is, like, doesn't that defeat the purpose? Didn't you just get rid of their leverage? And then, but I'm worried. Like, I'm honestly worried because I'm worried about a repeat of, 4 years ago. So
the Express newspaper in the UK called it for Trump earlier today.
Why do you hate me, Dave?
I'm telling you what it said.
What did they base that on, Dave? What did they base that on?
They based that on the Trump campaign's favourite pollsters.
Oh, well then. I mean,
yeah.
Exactly, like, I love it when he walks around with that little tiny piece of paper with his favorite polls on it and pulls it out and is like, I'm up 30 points in this place. Like, it's just, no, dude, no. So, okay, then I send the question to you guys. Like, I know how much you get riled up over this stuff, Dave. How do you feel? Do you have any, are you worried about it at all? Or are you just pointing and laughing at my country right now? Fuck you.
Your country is headed in a really bad direction. If Trump gets back into office, I think that's going to be bad.
Yeah.
I think that my country is going to have to be part of a coalition that's going to have to go up against yours. And that worries me.
Yeah, because, I mean, the amount of money, ridiculous amount of money that we spend on our military. Sorry, Josh, but I mean,
but the point is, it's not. The point is, if America does go full fascist, it will lose.
Yeah.
It has to bring with it either Europe or China. If it goes full fascist without bringing another major power with it, it might. Yes, you've got this fantastic army now, but the second that you actually move to the idea of any sort of war footing against anyone, you will not be able to maintain it because the money isn't in America anymore. The money will just leave America like that.
Well, what about Russia? What if, Russia, I think if Trump ends up in a second term, Russia will have no problem standing up and saying, "Yep, we fucking did this," and back him 100%. Because what do they have to lose this time?
The GOP.
Okay.
I mean, the GOP apparently, again, the problem is I haven't spent much time looking today, are starting to distance themselves from Trump, or are starting to distance themselves to Trump to try and maintain the Senate.
Yeah, it's a little fucking late for that.
Yeah.
It's a little late for that. So, you know.
But it means they're worried.
But, okay, so you're worried. Josh is cool.
Oblivious.
And I read my news. I don't watch any of the newscasts and stuff. So I agree with you. There's too much bias in what is like presented on television news. So don't feel.
The problem is all I see is the Republican side, which is weird. I have no clue how the Democratic side is doing because I watch Trump and his cronies because they're who I can shout at.
They're hilarious.
Yeah, Josh, I don't, like, how are you not just like at least getting some sense of satisfaction? It like hate watching a little bit of the Trump stuff. You don't do that?
No, I have so much to do.
What did you put on in the background? Did you have music on in the background?
We don't have enough going on in our lives.
What background noise do you have?
YouTube debates usually. Yeah, I have problems, I guess.
Looking at it from Josh, you used to be a conservative. You used to be on that side, like.
Oh yeah, I used to listen to Rush Limbaugh 3 hours Monday through Friday.
Yeah, so looking at it from that point of view, you know, I wouldn't go so far as saying do you sympathise with them, but you can understand to a certain point where they're coming from. Do you think that, you know, because you have that insight, you're like, right, let's not point and laugh at the silly MAGA hats, even though it's funny, 6 years ago, 10 years ago, that would have been fucking me.
I'll tell you, the thing that concerns me about all of this, and when I say all of this, I mean like this movement in the U.S. In that last debate, because I watched most of it, primarily because Paige said she was going to watch it, so I should watch it. There was a point where Vice President Biden said, like, looked at the camera and he said something, I can't remember what exactly, but it was like, you know, you're not worried about things going on around the world. You're worried about things around your dinner table and, you know, making ends meet. And it was a very, like a good soundbite. And the president looked at him and said something like, well, that was like overtly political, right? And the fact that, just in my very limited anecdotal experience with all of this, 10 years ago, it seems like that would have been what Biden said would have been a perfect thing to say. But now, particularly given the people that I, you know, in my community and the people that I work with, like, they're into a guy that, you know, gets up in front of the world and kind of thinks out loud. You know, I wonder if we could.
I don't even know if you can call it thinks. It's just like verbal diarrhea.
I mean, like, yeah, but I mean, like,
if he got up and started making fart noises, no one would be surprised.
No, he set. It seems like he set it up that way. So I mean, he can get up and Can we inject bleach? Maybe we can inject bleach. Yeah.
I don't think he set it up that way. He's just that fucking thick that everybody has got to the point now that after 20 or 30 or whatever how many thousand lies that it is, we're just not shocked anymore.
I listened to something yesterday, and the worst thing is it could have been Manda saying it, so that's how bad it is, right? I can't remember who it was who said that the reason they don't think the Hunter Biden stuff is working to persuade people is because people are basically scandaled out because of Trump's presidency.
Doesn't have the same impact, so it's stung them. It's they went too far. So when they try to use it against the Democrats, it doesn't even work anymore.
He was at a rally the other day complaining about, he likes to push this idea that Biden is not mentally there. And I've said this before, I'd just like to say that my father has dementia. And I'm, I deal with that. And I'm not going to say that I'm not going to diagnose Biden, but it's very clear he does not have it. He just doesn't. He's just an older man that sometimes forgets a thing or two. Trump forgets way worse, but he's sitting there complaining about how Biden is so stupid because he has to read a teleprompter, reads from his own fucking teleprompter, and then forgets the city he's in. As he was in one of the cities in Arizona. Forgets the city he's in, and then complains that the teleprompter was too fast. Like, this was right after he just complained about Biden using a teleprompter. He's so stupid he has to use a teleprompter. So we're hearing, I don't know, I don't know where, couldn't remember the fucking city he was in, reading from a teleprompter while complaining about Biden. Like, it's just, it's like, I don't know how to comprehend the stupidity, let alone how they take it in and just accept it, So Robbie, you were next. How are you feeling about it?
I got involved in the American elections in around 2015, and I got involved for entertainment. That's the truth. It was better than a fucking sitcom. It's now got to the point where it has escalated, and what we used to laugh at back in 2016 and 2017, oh, he said this and oh, he did that, as comical as it was at the time, where you laugh instead of crying, it's laid the foundation, it's laid the groundwork, and these small things that at the time back in the day where we were looking at it going, that's bad, have a giggle, his supporters were looking at it going, that's great, buy a fucking hood, and it's got to the point now where it's grown to an exponential rate where I genuinely, I'm not going to steal from Manda a wee bit, but obviously worrying about Amanda and having her emotional response does have an effect on me. And with Dave's point of view, maybe a year ago I would have went, yeah, thank fuck I don't live there. I've always known the medical system is bad. Having watched Manda go through it in this last 3 or 4 months, I'm going to stab whoever fucking come up with that idea. It is awful. And it's got to the point now where even just what he's doing with the postal service is interrupting her medication. There's people on the roads blocking buses, swinging into other people. There's people getting shot on the fucking street because they're jogging because they thought they robbed it has escalated now to the point where it's at a tipping point. And I think, as with what Dave said, if Trump gets another 4 years, all them people who are doing this will be 100% fully endowed. At the minute, they're feeling 70, 80, maybe 90% they can get away with what they want and not have any repercussions, except from the crazy liberals. But if he gets another 4 years, they'll do whatever they want. The police will back them up. If he gets another 4 years, I think that it will escalate to that point where there will be violence. There will be... Yeah, I'm rambling now, but...
No, you're not rambling. That's exactly what I wanted. I don't know who's seen my video that I put out yesterday, but I tried to convey how how another 4 years of Trump affects the rest of the world in terms of climate change, something that is obviously a significant issue. I'm personally, as a woman, scared because, if Biden comes in They can add more people. Like they fucked us up putting this Amy Coney Barrett woman on the court, and we know that Roe v. Wade is iffy at best right now. But Biden would allow an expansion of the court, and therefore we could fix that. But if we don't, if this court isn't expanded within the next 4 years, female bodily autonomy rights could be gone. This woman has spoken at conferences and shit for hate groups that have called for the death of LGBTQ people. So we could be looking at the loss of gay marriage and LGBTQ rights in this country. It fucking scares me what another 4 years has in store. So that's why I
You're sure it existed?
don't know.
You sure it ever actually existed?
Me too.
No, he's making up numbers again. Why did you mute?
I'm muted because I'm fucking about with the fucking audio. That's it. Not doing it no more. Everybody's just going to have to live with the audio. All right? If there's an echo, there's an echo. That's just the way it is. Right.
Okay. He was saying he grew up with the idea of the American dream.
Yes.
But,
I grew up with the idea of the American dream, and I think the way that America is laid out does have the ability to give people the opportunity to better themselves and do well. It has obviously been taken advantage of by capitalism and people with power, and they don't want to let go of the status quo. I think if you can get somebody in who is progressive, obviously I don't think this 4 years is going to do it. Biden will probably, or if Biden gets in, Biden's in for 8 years. And I think then that 8 years will give the opportunity, considering that you will have at least 2 years of that to throw things through, for the Democrats to control the trifecta of all the houses, all the departments of government, and get shit pushed through that will make actual change. And then I hope for the country then the year after that, you've got 8 years of being progressive, the country will be better, the people who are fucking absolutely stupid and are voting against themselves will have 8 years of healthcare, will have 8 years of actually seeing, this is the benefit, this is the hope that I have, and perhaps after Biden then you get full progressive. So
Dr. Josh?
Sorry, my family just walked in, so I was waiting to them.
I thought you were
waving.
I want to talk.
No, sorry.
We were talking that much the other night in the open mic. It got that bad. We just sort of stood here with our hands up and had to wait turns.
I was going to say, because, honestly, I mean, from the inside, I have always seen this as being a classist system, and the American dream is just, not really a thing and wasn't attainable. Aww.
Hi.
Hi.
Can you say something in Mandarin?
I don't know how to say. Ni hao.
That
was good. All right. I love you.
Do
You gonna
they
get-
speak in Mandarin?
I don't think so.
No.
a little
It's just so they can hear you. All right. Well, Aini.
What? How do you feel about it, Josh? Since you're the other American here, do you think there is really such a thing as the actual American dream?
I think that the American dream is defined differently, and I think that's problematic for all of this.
What is the American dream?
The ability for
Good enough, you can achieve anything.
well, yeah, from the point, seeing as I brought it up, the idea that the American dream to me is you could arrive there with a couple of pounds in your pocket and work hard, and you can achieve anything.
Honestly, it kind of worked. Like, my grandparents moved here with my father when he was very, very young, 7 or 8. They moved here from Holland, like in the 1950s. So it was a completely different time back then. They are clearly very white, or were long dead now, except my father. Like, that was, I think, maybe the height of really the American dream from the turn of the 20th century. But even then, there was a problem with systemic racism, because you had the Irish that came in and were attacked for being Irish, and were kept out of society and jobs and stuff. The same happened to the Italians. You have the problem with Hispanics now coming in and not being able to attain the same things that we can. Not to mention African Americans who have lived here forever, not their fucking choice to begin with, and still are pushed back because of the system in place. So that's just, I think, in terms of the American dream, it could be a possibility if you're from a wealthy white family. Like, I don't know. That's how I see it.
And I feel like I have a perspective, probably like you said, from this more conservative side. And of course, where I live, it's quite conservative. The American dream is sort of a sword that cuts both ways, I think. So from the conservative perspective of the people around me, it's the thing that they hang on to.
Yeah.
So they look around and they go, well, look, I mean, I didn't have the greatest upbringing. I didn't have it easy. My dad had to work and I had to work hard, but you know what? I made something of myself. I really did something, and I had to take this job and I had to work out in the cold, and but I made my way, and if I can do it, anybody can. And while that's a nice sentiment, I think this idea of working hard and taking responsibility for oneself, and not depending on others overtly in that sense to get where you're going. The problem that I think the thing that people don't like, that don't realize, is that they have a leg up just because of who they are, right? So a person born in Southern Maryland, a white person born in Southern Maryland, they're already in a position to be able to do that. And this is not my field of expertise. Like, I hope everybody knows.
Don't worry, this is Manda's stream. This is not a serious stream.
I want to do this thing for every time, and this one doesn't count because this is just a fun stream, but every time, and I need Robbie and maybe Dave to help with this, to have a little dinger at the top for every time Josh says this is not my field of expertise, which I love, because I seriously respect, because I understand that as a scientist myself. If somebody asked me about, like, to tell them something in biology, I would tell them, I'm this is not what I studied, this is what I know, but it's still, anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I just fucking love that so much.
I hit a button, and what happened on the screen is some fake guy, John, donated a fake $60 to the stream that didn't happen, so that bell didn't work. So
What?
on the stream, you said you wanted a dinger. I have things like that added, and I hit a button, but it brought up some fake John.
That'll be,
Yeah, there you go.
Just saying. Go ahead, Josh. I did not mean to interrupt you. Sorry.
No, but I think that's really, I don't know that there's, the conversations that I have with people about this, this presidency, this election, they always come down to, in the end, well, look, the Democrats, the liberals, all they want to do is tax you so that they can grow government, so that they can give handouts to people that aren't working. And I don't want my hard-earned money going to somebody that's going to sit around and watch Oprah all day. Right? That's the line. And the problem is that's compounded with this history that people have in their heads of, I worked really hard to get where I am, and as I'm driving to work, I drive past people that aren't going to work, right? And I'm having to pay for them to stay home, right? It's that sort of mentality. And so couple that with the idea, right or wrong, the idea that the businessman, President Trump, is going to, do great for the economy. He's going to put more money back in my pocket. And, Vice President Biden, he's going to take money out of my pocket. Right. And which one am I going to go for? And that is the mindset.
See, the problem with that is that, they're being given money and Biden's going to take his taxes for healthcare and all this here crack. But, is it not less money that they're putting into their taxes that they will be?
But that's the problem, though, is that these tax cuts that Trump is giving is only the richest of the richest are being affected by it. And, the tax increases that Biden is proposing only, again, goes to people over the 400,000 mark. But because Trump, lies about literally everything, he says, nope, he's raising everybody's... Go ahead, Dave.
Go after Dave, please.
What happened to conservatives giving a shit about deficit?
Never when they're in power.
I don't know. Who am I putting in charge? Because this is how much I've drank now. And
You're drinking the wine quicker than me, woman.
it was a small bottle.
The point is that no matter one way or another, your country is going to have to increase taxes, and it's going to have to increase them a lot. It has doubled its deficit. You can't keep doing that.
Of Trump's tax cuts, because he cut.
And saying that, Dave, how much could you? Sorry to interrupt, Pat, but how much could you negate from what they spend on the military?
I thought you were going to ask me then how much could I contribute.
No, but don't get me wrong, right? Don't get me wrong. I have no problem. Like this is a bandana from Afghanistan. This is my father's badge from his. This is.
Don't touch the mic.
Fuck off, right? I support the military. My father did a year and a half between Afghanistan and Iraq. It's a hard time. It was very difficult for him to be out there. It was during Christmas and all as well. And we didn't hear from him for like 4 days. And the last thing I heard was he was going out to parade. So over Christmas, we didn't even know he was going to be alive. And me and my dad aren't the best of friends, but still, But how much money could they not put into the military?
Not a lot. As in, it needs to keep its spending not that dissimilar to where it is.
Do you really think the American military is necessity at that size?
No. If America took a different path, it could massively cut it, but it would put it from a power situation second on an equal footing with other nations.
If I can also put this forward as well,
that's a big choice to make.
This is something that my father told me when he came back. I can't remember whether it was Iraq or it was Afghanistan, and this is back. Whenever it was, I don't think Trump was in power at this stage. They were maybe short of money. He's all, I've give out loads to them. But they also have a mindset as well. And my father told me this, that the guy, he was quite high up and he was friends with the fella in charge over there. And they have IED detectors in tanks. The APCs, obviously they can detect the IEDs and the mines and stuff from the APC, but a lot of it is foot patrolling. And there is detection devices that you can use, and then there is also, when you have no device, looking out and this, that and the other, and basic training to keep your eyes out for the IEDs. And my father told me that he had been told by the guy, when they were out drinking one night at the pub afterwards, that he offered to the American fella, look, we're doing some extra training tomorrow on how to spot an IED and what looks suspicious and all, and the American fella says, I don't have the time, I do have plenty of men. And it's the sort of mentality of, I've loads of men. They can just blow up. I don't care. I'll replace them. It shocked him.
Can I agree? Okay, I have a great deal of respect for the military and veterans as well. Just a gentleman, okay? One of my all-time favorite people in the world is, a veteran himself. And he will tell you that it hurts him to see more money being thrown at the military, money being put into fucking Space Force, and money being drained from entitlements. I mean,
but the problem is, again, the problem you have is that this is where it's really, the choice you have with your military now is not really a choice about how much you want to spend on it. It's a choice about whether or not you want to be a world power in 100 years.
Okay.
That's it, right? Because you have to keep up this absurd
Explain
spending if you want. For example, Space Force, as much as Trump is doing it in a really stupid way, right? The way capitalism works is we have to be able to protect our assets. Okay, so for America as a capitalist country, it has to protect its. If we are going to start doing things on the moon, if we are going to start doing things on asteroids, we need to work out a way to deploy military there. Because if we don't, China will.
Can I say something? Okay,
It's your stream. Do what you want.
A few of my colleagues from when I worked with NASA, and they all agree with me that
Work for NASA.
Fuck you. They all agree with me that this is just a child who has taken
totally. I
his
completely agree.
fucking action figures and been like, yeah, I'm gonna make Space Force the way and fine. Whatever Dave has to say about it, if that's if we do need some kind of, we do have NASA, which is run by the government, which has the money that keeps getting chipped away from NASA every year, and I know people shit on NASA and say oh well it's it's so stupid you want to go to the moon, that's such a waste, but even the Great Space Race alone, like do your fucking research, it did a shit ton for our country. But
I mean, with it, Leo says, "Fuck capitalism," right? And this is my point. I'm not saying that you need to do these things or need to spend this money. You don't. What I'm saying is to maintain the government, the culture that you have, and your position in the world, you need to spend this money. But you don't need to maintain that position. That position is absurd in some respects. You are more powerful than the next dozen countries put together.
This is another thing that I pointed out, or well, I tried to, the reason that I hope for America and the reason that I have this sort of, hope that Biden will get in, you get your 8 years and all that, is because of America is a superpower. America is one of the big countries in the world that sets the point down. What they do, everybody else follows on suit with, whether it be bad or good or this, that, and the other. Hopefully not with fascism, but when it comes to things, America sets the precedent. People look to America to see what they are doing. If you start producing more environmental energy, start pushing all of that, the world will.
Leading the fucking way in that shit.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying.
So, if you, again, sorry that I keep bringing it up, but if you watch my video that I put out yesterday...
Hold on, I'll link it in the chat and then everybody will know.
No, it's fine. One of the first, Trump's very first budget proposal to Congress, to cut all the shit from science. The one thing he wanted to add to in that group was $11 million to our nuclear weapons budget. It just seems like we're spending all of this money unnecessarily. Josh, what do you, you have a bit of a connection to, how do you feel about the way that we throw so much money at our military in this country and yet let children starve?
Yeah. So I would say, when we started, I'm going somewhere with this. When we started our YouTube channel, I feel like we had a bit of a niche that we were this vacuum that was being filled, and that is applying good scholarship to, at least part of it, good scholarship to apologetics, right? It's like combating this bad scholarship of much of apologetics with just consensus scholarship. And now people, I think, can say, somebody's making an argument that slavery is okay, and they can go, whoa, wait a minute, and they can go look and they go, okay, here's 45 different scholars that work on slavery or work on the book of Exodus or Leviticus, or this is what they're saying about it. If somebody is out there that is, I don't even know what it would be, but I guess like a PhD in economics that deals at this, national, international level of economics, they should, if they haven't, nobody's done this, start a YouTube channel geared at presenting world economics in the realm of apologetics. Because believe it or not, there's so much that's tied into conservative evangelicalism.
But that's happened. And that sounds...
It hasn't... So, Dave, I guess what I would say is I was an evangelical Christian for 25 years, never seen it. So it's ineffective.
What I mean is... I agree with you. I totally agree with you. It's ineffective. But in the same problem, your channel isn't reaching that many evangelicals. It's reaching people that are on the periphery more than the fundamentalists, if that makes sense. I might be wrong. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like we're bad there.
Our channel reaches everyone, Dave. It's the greatest thing ever.
Fucking, what is it now? 50,000 people it reaches, on a daily basis.
Right, but that's
By
not
the way, if you're not subbed to Digital Hammurabi,
why the fuck not?
Yeah.
Yes. I would, seriously, his book that I just got in the mail just a few days ago is right over there.
Haven't read it yet.
I was finishing our fucking book. There you go. Thank you so much. That's the book that because I'm finishing I finished our book for book club. So that'll be the book I'm reading next, which we will be discussing on this channel. Seriously, Dr. Josh is just fucking I read his first book about does the Old Testament endorse slavery, and it was so awesome. Get his books. This one I cannot wait to read. Do it.
As recommended now by Matt Dillahunty.
Well, is it recommended? Because I heard him say, if I read it and I like it or something, I was going, oh my gosh, that would be amazing. Yes, I hope
he's going to be waving it on the show.
That would be great. I mean, for obvious reasons, but yes. I mean, this is
it's so fucking good. Okay, honestly. You look at the title for this one and you'll think, but it's about history and stuff. Stuff to his channel.
I appreciate that.
Their channel, because it's him and his wife, who is gorgeous and brilliant and amazing herself.
And like most of real life, Megan does a lot of work for the channel. Us guys,
I would say all of it.
Yeah, us guys are just good for drinking, eating, and having sex. Sometimes we look good, sometimes you look like me, but women do all the rest of the work.
Because Robbie does all the work for my channel, so I write the script, I sit down, I tape it as quick as possible. If you watched my one yesterday, it's like this twice.
Once. Only once. I edited the other one out, honey. I edited the other one out. Only once.
Okay, sorry. But yeah. I'm lazy. I write. I do the science, and then Robbie does the rest.
Okay, so she puts that across. Manda spends about a week and a half working on the video. Okay, she spends about a week and a half. If anybody looks at the citations or anything like that that's put in there, she's not just pulling that out of her ass. We all have this respect for Manda, and we put her on a wee bit of a pedestal, and she is the climate scientist of the community. She puts fucking effort in. She goes and she spends at least a week, sometimes more, researching these videos, going into these videos, and a lot of the time it's tied into the work that she's doing at the time. And that's close to a month's worth of effort that she's put in, actually running simulations, actually doing all of this, and she spends time with me. She does an awful lot of this when she should be sleeping and I've passed out. Oh, I've got a free... She puts an awful lot of effort in. So the 3 or 4 hours that I go and find some fucking silly pictures and put a purple vote on the screen, it's not much fucking effort, honey. Alright? It makes it prettier so that the layman understands. Okay?
Okay.
Right. Okay.
I even asked Dave once. I'm like, I feel bad asking Robert to do this. Dave, you want to edit for me? Fuck no. Okay, cool.
I got edit.
But no, seriously.
Stayed up to 6 o'clock in the fucking morning getting videos and pictures for your video, and then was an hour late for work, for fuck's sake.
I can't mute him. That's terrible. I interrupted Dr. Josh. Okay. And the problem is I slightly preemptively did it, is the problem. Because it's not so much that there is apologetics to the evangelical economics, to the conservative economics there is. Because
wait. One second. I have something to say about Dr. Josh. When you're done, just remind me in case I forget.
Okay.
So go ahead.
Right. Because
there you go, Dave.
But my point being, it's like when they talk about trickle-down economics. It has been categorically debunked as a viable method of tax policy, of I don't really call it an economic model, but as an idea, because it doesn't work. It literally does not work. And when we had, and the problem is I don't know if we have theory to dismiss it. What we have is results. These are policies that we had in the 70s that we tried and we tested over and over again in countries around the world. And every single time we tried to implement them, they had the opposite result.
Yeah.
I mean, they had the result they wanted. More money went one direction, less money went the other direction. But they didn't have the results they are claiming. But again, coming back when Trump came into office, it was all about trickle-down economics. Now, I apologize for interrupting because you were going for broader than that.
No, I mean, I think so. Okay, so I'm not intentionally shilling here, but one of the reasons that I like the idea of Matt Dillahunty just holding this up and saying go read this is that was the point of writing it. The point of writing it was to be able to say, okay, all in one place. Here's this dumbass argument where slavery's okay in the Old Testament. It's like the good slavery, you know. Just
Do you
read
remember,
this.
like, literally when we did the stream about your book, my first question was to you was like, isn't it like kind of obvious what the answer is?
Yes.
You know, you put a lot of work into this book, but like,
yeah.
you know.
But that's the point. It's the goal was to have this like sort of easy to read one-stop shop. And I would love to be able to, because I talked to probably before COVID, I probably had 10 conversations a month about economics. And I always had to say, I don't know anything about economics. Right. So I but I don't know anything about
not
it.
my field.
Right?
It's not my field of expertise. Ding, ding.
Not my area of expertise.
Right. But that's what they would say is, look, if we just give money to the rich, then they're going to expand in business. And I'm like, that doesn't sound right. But I mean, like, I get the logic behind it. But the point is, it would be nice to be able to have a book that I could say, just read this. And the thing that it needs besides existence, and I'm sure that there are books, right? The way that I wrote this book is you read it if you're an evangelical fundamentalist, you read it and you don't like it, but it's not like it's mean to you.
Yeah.
Right. And if you read it like when Matt reads it, when Matt Dillahunty reads it, there are probably going to be a couple things where he goes, I wish he would say that stronger, but I don't think that's tenable stronger. Right. And so at the end, what I'm hoping is that everybody comes away going, I'm not offended, I guess. That sounds weird.
Yeah.
Like I don't
no.
feel personally attacked. And the other thing is I don't feel like Josh has a dog in this fight or an axe to grind, right? He's trying to just present the data. And I hope that's the feeling that people get. Because if people believe in Jesus or, you know, like, I don't give a fuck.
But your wife is Christian.
Yeah, exactly. My wife's a Christian. So like that's not the point. I'm not here to like bash Christianity, but that would be nice to have a book, and maybe people know of one, maybe you guys know of one, where it's a very objective, easy to read. Here's how national and international economics works.
If I can say, man, watching, you know, as you know, a lot of people who follow myself know that I've known you since the channel began and how it came about, and you know, I seen the debates that formed the file that was this long, that formed the foundation for the book. And I do remember you saying, you know, I'm just going to make a video on slavery and I'm going to stop debating people and I'm just going to go watch the video. And then they didn't watch, or they did watch the video and they didn't believe them because it was 20 minutes long and you can't really portray everything in that short space of time. So you're like, right, I'm going to do a debate. And then people will understand. And you go up against people like fucking Praise and shit like that. And then Skylar gets very animated. and it does come across as if you have a dog in the fight. And
Yeah.
you know, watching the progression go from information to actually putting it forward with force to now, look, this is the information. I've got a fucking book. All right, throw it at them. You know, it's.
Can I do the thing now?
Sure.
Nope.
My fucking channel.
Dave did that. Dave did that. That was Dave.
Sure. So I'm gonna get real with everyone here. You know, you meet creators on YouTube, and everybody wants to present a certain persona that, you know, we want to make our audience happy. We don't want to seem like assholes. I don't really have a filter, so I tend to come off as an asshole a lot, or a bitch, whatever.
You say that, but you have a heart of gold. I said, drink
Yes,
up.
I'm a mouthy bitch, though. But the thing is that, you know, when you become a creator yourself and you meet people that are, you know, other creators, and then you realize, well, they're nothing like who you see on screen. I'm not joking here. Dr. Josh, you see who he is, who he portrays on screen. He's even a million times sweeter and kinder and nicer and smarter than what he puts forth on his channel. Like, that is why I keep bringing him back. That is why he has become one of my dearest friends. So, and people like GE and Dark Matter as well, who, you know,
Damn, you name dropping bitch. Go on ahead, sorry.
that is not what I'm fucking doing. Suck my dick. I have my sign behind me, so I'm just saying, like, I'm giving a couple other examples, but Dr. Josh seriously is one of the most genuine people I have ever met, and has helped me through a lot myself, and is very kind, and just, I think that is something that I really strive to do myself, is I want to be able to give my audience who I really am. And that's something Dr. Josh does very well. So that's all I wanted. Sorry.
That was
I am
incredibly generous. Thank you.
might be a little bit drunk, but everything I said was completely true. I just usually have a tiny bit more of a I don't like people to see the softer side of me, usually. So I'm going to shut up now.
I'll just back everything else Manda said. Honestly, it's the help that Dr. Josh and giving me. The name, you know, I'm stuck with the name because of you and Skylar. I'll never forget it. It was you, because it was you that said, "Oh, MathPig did this. Oh no, he's Math Magic Pig, and oh no, he's definitely MathPig now. He changed it. He's MathPig." And I was like, "Oh right." And then your guy made the icon, and I'm stuck with it. And it's
You know that Dave, like, literally squeeze when he knows that you're coming on to something. He gets so excited. So don't fucking give me that look. Don't give me that look. You
I
know
get
it's
excited when
coming.
everyone comes on.
I don't know. Maybe it'll make Doctor. I don't want to make him feel but I didn't ask Dr. Josh to come onto my channel for close to a year because I genuinely didn't want to waste the man's time. Because I think that, you know, what they do, as Manda puts forth, is intellectual. It's definitely something that should be spread about. And I'm just a silly Irishman that talks bollocks. And Dr. Josh being who he is, as I would put Manda on a pedestal, you know, I would put Dr. Josh on a pedestal. He doesn't have the same boobs, but he's definitely up there with the intellectuals, you know. And it's a level of respect that there is only a few people in the community that I would, from my opinion, you can call me snobby or whatever the fuck you want or whatever, but there's only maybe 5 or 6 people in the community who deserve the level of respect that Dr. Josh has because of the effort he's put in, because of the time he's put in. And every time I say Dr. Josh, I mean Digital Hammurabi and Megan. You know, I'm including the both of them. It's like the HAPS program on its own. You know, it's like even just starting that and going to that. And I think it was the first 2 years you put in your own money to cover the tax because silly bastard, you didn't think to register as a fucking charity. For like 9 months, I think it was somebody.
That was the moment in the Bowen household. I can tell you.
I think we were in the live chat and somebody was like, "Did you ever think of going as a charity and getting tax-free status?" Fucking good idea.
It was like, wait a second, we have to pay taxes on this. Damn it, Bobby.
But going forward, going to that point
I
of
can't
actually putting that in, and this, if I can just say this, and then I'll hand back to
Are
Manda.
you seriously
Yes,
fucking
taking control of
interrupting
the
me?
stream. Don't make me kick you. I've got the button. Right? She's muted now. Okay. You know, Dr. Josh, I don't know. I know you're selling books. You're doing well with Digital Hammurabi, and all of that's none of my business. But I know at that stage, in the early stages when Dr. Josh was doing that, he's getting up at 6 in the morning. He's away from his kids for most of the fucking day. He's working on a construction site, considering his bloody education and considering the time that he's put in. He's laying brick, and he's taking that money and putting it into the HAPS program to help promote other people and put forward their scholarship and what they're doing. And he's getting up at 6 in the morning to do that. And it's not 30 or 40 quid. It's 3 digits, 4 digits that they put in. It's, you know, they really did. And I'm not trying to make you feel too humble,
Yeah,
but you're
I
fantastic.
don't want to make you feel uncomfortable, but I
I
just
really
want
appreciate
people
all that.
I want people to understand, like, you know, I know there are a lot of creators watching us right now. A lot of most of the people that watch my channel are just my friends. It's fine, it's cool. But you know, for everybody else, there is, you know, people kind of will show a different side, and just, you know, Dr. Josh and Megan are even better than what they portray on screen, and that is so fucking rare. That is so fucking rare. And I cannot thank you enough for the friendship that I've
Don't
had,
thank
which
him.
I
That
wouldn't
means it
have
was
to
an end of the stream. We're
honestly.
still talking. Don't thank him yet.
No, I'm not. That's not what I'm just saying. Like I came into this community. I didn't know people. Like I didn't know, you know, any of the creators really. I knew like Hannah and Jake because they were the first. You know, they were the reason I stumbled into the community. I knew Nervardia. She was the one who brought me into the community. You know, I knew GE and Dark Matter. That was pretty much it. So
That's half
And-
the
and-
community.
what?
That's half the community.
Well, Robbie keeps telling me, he's like, there's this channel, Digital Hammurabi. Oh my God, you have to check these guys out. And you know, it took me a little bit, but when I did, you know, I'm glad I did. So I appreciate that. And again, I'm sorry, we're not trying to make you feel uncomfortable at all.
Hopefully the
I'll
first
go back
video.
to Dave if you want. Like,
I just had, like, I can always
That'd be
recommend the
rude.
1,000 subscribers. Go back to the old video, the 1,000 subscribers. Josh,
Yeah.
you did email me that shortcut. Could I maybe possibly have uploaded it to my channel or something, you know, and let everyone know that watches mine? This is one of the reasons. I'd be like, sub to Dr. Josh, because they're fucking hilarious. Get drunk and put hats on. That video, the 1,000 subscribers with your giant bed and the way he's had to balance the chairs, like. Right now, this is how basic, man. I'm at the stage you were then. Do you see my picture behind me? This picture behind me is actually at a 20-degree angle, dropped on the right-hand side to make it look straight in the actual frame of the picture, you know. This is what you've got different seats so that you look the same height. You know, the silly things that you do at the start. It's...
You know,
Dave hasn't
went
drank
on
enough
our-
Baileys.
I went on Orange channel early on and talked about like prophecy or something, sort of pushing back against something the Mike Winger said about Aaron. And I remember reading through the comments in the months after that, and like half of the comments were, "Is he really that short? Is that bed is huge? Is he sitting on the ground?"
oh, dude, you want to talk about going on RNs and having people just talk about the way you fucking look?
Oh no, let's not. Let's not, because your boyfriend's here and wants to kill a lot of people by the end of the stream.
Wait, no, but seriously, yeah, that's crazy. That's just crazy. Well, I said, I don't want to make you uncomfortable, but I appreciate it. See, this is weird because I usually just become a mouthy bitch when I'm drunk, and now I'm all like
on that
soft
note,
and shit.
on that note, Julie would like to know what you're drinking.
A Moscato Rosé. I was worried because I thought I was gonna suck because I didn't realize it was. I'm not a drinker. Clearly, I don't like the taste of
She
alcohol.
loves pot. She's a pothead.
I do. It's for the pain. Shut the fuck up. And you know,
You
whatever.
scared Dr.
But no,
The pain.
Says the person I speak to every day about my chronic pain. So I don't drink, like, literally the only times I can remember drinking this year, as I said at the beginning of the stream, was on when I used to do Six Pack with Atheist Pastor, and that was at fucking like 7:30 in the morning. Do you know what it's like to get fucking shit faced at 7:30 in the morning and then have to go through the rest of your day? Really?
You're Irish.
Yeah, it doesn't count. But anyway, I don't like the taste of alcohol. I'm clearly a fucking lightweight because this is not exactly a strong wine, and I'm already drunk as fuck. Hi, everybody. I'm drunk as fuck. But yeah, no.
Hi, I'm Dave.
I was worried it was gonna taste bad.
Hi, I'm getting the good loving after the stream.
Dave's waiting for the nudes.
What? Keep waiting, Dave. Keep fucking waiting. Although, seeing as Manda decided to embarrass me the other day with a gag story in Drew's book reviews, go check that interview out. It was very good and funny. You know.
We decided to share that. It was.
You should share that here. Some of the people here won't have seen that.
Yes.
That's a good
okay,
story.
Let's tell that story.
Let's tell that story. Right, so there's this guy called Drew's Book Reviews who I have just met through GE. Cadence knows him, he was on GE's channel. I reached out to him on Twitter and I asked him would he like to come onto the channel and have a chat about, you know, his ex-Mormonism and books and things like that. Serious enough guy, but, you know, I had a hangout with him to show him how StreamYards work. Dr. Josh, have you heard this story?
What?
Exactly. He just sat down.
Obviously.
Start again.
Starting again. Right. Recently on my channel, Dr. Josh, I interviewed a guy called Drew's Book Reviews. He was on GE's channel and had done 2 interviews before about his ex-Mormonism. He basically has a small library inside his house, reads constantly, and his channel is reading books and just discussing them. It's a book review channel. What did he call them? You Bookers or something? He had a name for the... whatever the fuck it was. And we were watching GE's channel. I've been talking to the guy, you know, reached out to him in StreamYards to show him how it works. And a couple of days before the stream, he had reached out to me just to make sure everything's good. Have you got the thumbnail sorted? Here's some pictures, this, that, and the other. And I have him on, like, I'm 4 screened up now, right? And I had him over here on the screen, and I had Manda on the mobile. And we're watching GE. And Cadence, I blame Cadence for all of this. I don't know if you know Cadence.
Love Cadence.
Love Cadence. Cadence is fantastic, but Cadence has pairs of shoes that you can't actually wear unless you're walking on hands and knees. Right? She has 3 cages. We love Cadence. And they're talking in the chat, and they're messing around, and we're being who we are, and Cadence mentions something about a ball gag. And when Manda was sick, afterwards we'd all done the wish list, if you remember, and we raised a few pounds and we sent her some gifts, and one of the ones that was sent to Manda as a joke gift, as an extra, was a ball gag. And I sent Manda a message on the computer, because what I had done is I'd sent her one on the phone, so with Twitter it had bumped her to the top of the list. So I looked over, seen Manda at the top of the list, reached over to the keyboard and went, all I can think about is you and that ball gag, hit enter, and then Drew's Book Reviews came to the top of the list. I'd known this guy a week, man. Less than a week. Had like 4 interactions with him. He was like, should I tell the wife? I was like, yeah man, please ignore that. That was not meant for you. That was meant for Mando. God, please no.
By the way, this guy, I don't know if you said it, because I'm drunk, but he's an ex-Mormon, so just adds to the story a little bit.
It went very funny. He has a good sense of humour. He sent me a link to Amazon going, should I buy this for the interview? And then I upgraded the thumbnail and put a ball gag in his character.
But then he was like, Robbie's in the live chat at GE's, because we're still watching GE. And this was one of GE's drunk chats, which is just fucking awesome. If you've never seen one of GE's drunk streams, it's hilarious as fuck. But they go on for a little while. So Robbie's like, I need a corner to hide in.
Yeah, and then fucking Drew's Book Reviews comes into the live chat and he was like, hi Manda, nice to meet you. I just heard all about you. Oh.
Yeah, so that's our that's how we met Drew, and he's great.
Yeah, this is how we make friends.
Yes. This is how you make friends on YouTube. Is asking them to wear a ball gag for you.
And I think during the interview, didn't he mention that he told his teenage daughter the story? I think he'd mentioned that he told his teenage daughter the story as well, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Which
Yeah.
she found hilarious. But I have my 60. Look, okay.
Oh, I'm going to leave because I have a story from the.
Yeah, you should. So my son and I, most people know I've most of my son's life it's just been
Sorry.
Okay.
I love you. Come here, buddy. Hi, come here. Oh, I love you so much.
miss having like cute kids. Having a 16-year-old, it's not cute anymore. Hi, Oliver.
That was
That's
loud.
Oliver, right?
Yeah, that's probably too loud.
Hi, sweetheart. I love the
Can you say-
hair.
You say
So
hi, Jen.
gorgeous. Oh.
You missed out the other night, Manda, after you left. I think it was like 1:30 in the morning. Elena woke up because she heard us and she came into the studio and she said, I just want to say hi to everybody. Hi, everybody.
Angel just
Hello?
comes in and he's like, you're with these assholes? Tell them to fuck themselves. That's my 16-year-old, which is where this story was heading. Okay. So, like I said, my son and I, most of his life, he had a stepfather for a little bit. I've, never been married, but most of his life, it's been just me and him. And we've been through some shit, which has made us bond even closer. So the way we speak to each other jokingly to the outside world, I've had people be like, "Oh my God, how can you talk like that? Or how can you let your son talk like that to you?" Eric Murphy, the first time he heard my son speak to me, told me he wanted to adopt him. So that was kind of cute. But he will tell me to go fuck off, and it's joking. We never yell or swear at each other in anger or anything like that. But we have this thing where we Star Wars. That's where I got my love for Star Wars, because he fell in love with it. Like, we were talking about it today, in fact, and I couldn't remember how old he was when he really latched onto it. And we figured out it was about 4 years old, because that was when he discovered the prequels and also the Clone Wars movie. But this was something that we bonded over. So we used to watch the Clone Wars show together. They just finished up the last season not that long ago. And we're joking with each other, and I'm like, I'm sitting there and we're talking about how and again, my son is 16, but like I said, we have a different relationship than most mothers and 16-year-old sons do. And we were talking about whether the clones ever maybe had fun with each other or whatever. And I said to him, I was like, there's this rule, and he immediately goes, Rule 34, Mom. Like, he knew exactly what I was thinking about. So that's my, relationship with my kid. What you're looking forward to, Josh, when your kids get probably not to
It's
that
funny.
extreme,
He's about to ask what Rule 34 is.
I'm getting ready to ask what Rule 34
Man,
is.
I haven't asked yet. I pretend that I know what it is. Don't ask. Just go with it seriously. I've seen things in context, and context is key.
Okay.
And you don't want to know what Rule 34 is.
You know how I was talking about earlier how people present a persona on their YouTube channel, but their actual who they really are in life is different. Dave, whichever the fuck way he is, so much filthier than what you know. Dave, go ahead and tell us what Rule 34 is.
Why am I?
You know why?
You're the expert on it.
Put it this way. Me and Manda chipped in and got a handmade beautiful box from Bulgaria. Some guy in Bulgaria handmade this box. Now, the actual We got the Critical Cripple logo on the lid. I'm pretty sure he fucking digitally etched that on or whatever. But the actual box itself is handmade and all that, and it's inscribed inside something really nice, like from two of your best friends, you know, we love you loads, Dave, and happy birthday on your 52nd birthday, Dave, you know. And Dave takes it and he's like, can't show you with the box. Why not? We want to see the box. No. That's his new butt plug box. He leaves the stream. He left the stream.
Okay.
Oh, you went to get the box.
Can't open it.
Right, okay. Can I also... Manda, what did Dave do today? Dave set up the new fucking studio in the living room. That means that the butt plug box is in the living room. Okay, moving on.
No. Dude, I could tell you stories. Anyway, Josh, rule 34 is if it exists in the world, there is a porn version of it, no matter what it is. So, like, Teletubbies exist, therefore there is Teletubbies porn. That's what rule 34 is. So that was, you know, the direction he was going with. Do the clones fuck? Rule 34.
I see.
Again, Josh wants to run. I'm sorry, he hates me now for dragging him onto the ship.
Now you know.
Am I the only drunk one here? Like, shit. That's fine. It's cool. There's only one girl here anyway, so.
How have you not encountered Rule 34?
Because he has an actual channel that promotes education and good content. He's not been on... Josh, have you been on Dave's quiz? Have you been on Dave's quiz?
He doesn't have time for freaky porn.
Who, Josh or Dave? I thought freaky porn was what Dave did when he wasn't streaming.
Dave has all, like, literally... He doesn't necessarily have all the time for the freaky porn, but he still knows about it.
Can I just point out that the very first question on this stream was Donald Trump. Then we went military. Then we went medication. Now we're on Dave's dildo box. So
it's not dildo, it's butt plugs.
Okay, sorry, butt plug box.
Okay. But I will let. I apologize. Like, seriously, like I said, I never drink. This is not my fault. This is somebody else's fault. I don't know who to blame. I will give Josh the floor and allow him to take a
I think that's the best thing that can be done.
Oh, wait. You know what? I was actually going to ask you something I thought about before I started drinking.
He was just about to say something.
Literally half a second.
Yeah. He was just about to say something.
No, I was gonna say, like, and then he can pick a topic, but I just want to ask if you could pick a Bible verse to describe what is happening in America right now. What would you pick? Since you are way more the expert on that than any of us. He hates me now. You can come back to that if you want.
Let me come back to it.
Yeah, okay.
Because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to piece together what I think is going on now into a pithy sentence.
Okay.
So I have to do that first.
I give the floor. My drunk ass gives the floor to you, Josh.
You wanted to think about two things at the same time.
What you should do, Pat, is you should have given him a warning, talked about Dave's butt plug box for a few minutes, and then give Josh a chance to think of something. Don't put him on the spot like that, you know. You just blew him up, right? You just like, man, you are fantastic. Do you know how much content is amazing in your channel? Can you talk about anything at all, just for a minute? And then Josh goes,
I mean, have you guys seen on Skylar's stream where he'll accidentally click himself out of the stream and just leave me out?
Yes. And you usually talk with a beer, and you're like, that show. Anybody watch that movie the other day? How about that sports team?
I mean,
go sports!
I wish that I were witty enough to come up with that, but I'm not. I just kind of sit there and go, please come back, Skylar.
Josh, have you seen a single video on my channel out of the 250 videos that's not 4 at the very start going, fuck you OBS for not working? I do all of them with people. I need someone to bounce off. I don't think there's a single video.
Yeah.
I tried twice. Excuse me. This is not weed at all. I tried twice to do the intro bit. You know, the wee 3-minute loading screen. And then just me going, hey everybody, we're here tonight to talk about this. And yeah, and fuck, this is shit. No, I need people to talk to.
Well, no. Can I just while Josh
Yes,
thinks, in my defense, when first I proposed this evening to Josh, he was like, if you have any questions about the Bible, let me know, because Josh is super sweet and innocent, and he didn't realize what he was walking into. So that's why I thought of that fucking question. So that's why.
Does the Bible treat men and women equally? Or does it value women as much as men?
No, that one was easy. Actually, so I'm currently writing the Sumerian Grammar Volume 2, and once that comes, hopefully that'll be done by the first quarter of next year. I'm shooting for January, but after that, I was going to write a book, sort of taking the scripts from all those videos about Daniel and the dating of Daniel.
Daniel stuff's very interesting, personally. I find it very...
But I'm thinking what I'll do is I'll write a longer book, and I'm working with a title, but it's basically going to be taking all the topics, all the passages that atheists and fundamentalists fight over all the time. So, I have a chapter in there about slavery, one about rape, one about women's rights, one about, dating in the book of Daniel, all this stuff. And most of it will be like violence in the Old Testament, but most of it will be things that aren't really debated in scholarly circles. Like, nobody debates whether Nebuchadnezzar defeated Tyre. In Ezekiel 26, nobody debates that. Of course he didn't. We all know that he didn't, and he was supposed to.
Are you sure? Were you there?
I have a question. Right, and it's almost certainly out there. Is there a book? Did Moses exist?
That would be a tough one to write. Primarily because I think that would be the reason that we can say things like Gilgamesh probably existed is because we have some evidence of that.
I don't know enough, but I don't believe he did.
Yeah,
I
knew that the consensus was that side of him not existing.
Dr. Josh, what do you think happened?
Wait.
He just started talking. You fucking... So, Dr. Josh, seeing as she keeps asking you to ask the question and have a conversation, would you like to answer that question?
The conversation sometimes requires a little back and forth, and literally all I was going to say is Oh, he fucking fucked himself off. All I was going to say is I appreciate that you are approaching these topics, Josh, and please continue.
So whether Moses existed as a person isn't, like, to me, and probably to most scholarship, isn't terribly relevant. Mm-hmm. The reason that I think it's relevant, it's relevant, I guess. Like, it's interesting from a historical standpoint to think about, was there an actual Moses that these legends or traditions or whatever are based on? The question is it's not if Moses existed, therefore he went down and did magic in Egypt and brought 2.5 million people out. Like, those, it's not this follows from that. And I think people miss that. Not anybody here, obviously, but I mean, like,
totally missing it. I'm not paying attention at all.
But I mean, I think there's this idea that, like, if Jesus existed, therefore the Jesus that we see in the New Testament existed.
That's the
You
white
know,
one with the blue eyes and the blonde hair, yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, if Jesus existed, then he must have walked on water. Then he must have, like, that's nonsense.
Yeah.
One does not
why
follow
does it
the
have
other.
to go from A to B?
Yeah. So
Because they can argue for that one. They can argue for existence of a person because it doesn't take that much to believe that there was a person.
sure.
I actually
And-
said that to GE once in one of his chat. Like, I felt really bad about
Just
it.
about to say that with the mythicism.
He works so hard on what he researches and stuff, but I just simply asked the question: does it really matter if Jesus, as a real person, existed or not? Because, like, saying that he existed doesn't mean that all of these mythical things happened. I think the same
But
falls
the
for
problem
Moses.
is, in every argument with an apologist, it does. If they can prove that a person
Precisely.
existed, if the person existed, therefore he was resurrected.
It's so interesting the way that works too, because I keep saying I'm going to do it. I have this script sitting here on my desktop.
I know how you feel, dude.
It's about, I've probably mentioned it before, but it's about the old Akkadian king Naram Sin. And Naram Sin, from a historical standpoint, we're pretty sure, pretty good evidence that there was a point in his reign when there were a lot of kings that attacked him, both from the north and from the south. And he fought them off. And we know that probably happened. It's maybe not exactly the way that he describes it, but it probably happened. Something significant like that. And there's an inscription that talks about, we have the inscription, like we have it, you can hold it in your hand, that says the reason, or the people of his city, Agade, were so thankful for what he did in delivering them from all these kings that they requested of all these different gods that Naram Sin be deified, and be made a god. And they granted it and made him a god, right? Well, like, that would be cool if we just had that inscription, right? Well, what we also have are all these administrative texts and these legal texts, these other tablets. We actually have the tablets, and you can see in the in the tablets themselves, Naram Sin's name starts to appear in these documents with the divine symbol behind it. Right? You can see it in the administrative text. You can see it in inscriptions. He starts appearing as a deity, right? And later on, like hundreds of years later, you have people writing stories about him and as a deity, and there are actual times that scribes are trying to bring him down because they don't like him, and they try to bring him down and elevate other kings to deities, positions of deities. So I've made this, I've written this script arguing essentially the minimal facts argument for Naram Sin being a god.
Ah, yes, I remember you gave me and Manda a wee dip of that last week. You were mentioning that off stream, yeah.
And it's like, everybody would look at that and go, "That's stupid, Josh." So yeah, that's stupid. Yeah.
I thought it was great the way you and Skylar went up against the South American Jesus. The way you went through the guy that had the tornado that came down and diverged around his, what do you call him?
Lord Rael.
Lord Rael. Now, I don't know if you knew or not, man. I think during the Lord Rael discussion, you were asking loads of Jesuses, and you did mention it. And I did say to you at the time in the live chat, but obviously it's forgettable. There's the guy, the Siberian one. There's the Siberian Jesus, or Russian Jesus. He's had this commune for ages. People come in, they take his money and stuff. As of about a month and a half ago, the police from that country raided the compound and arrested him. And he had something like 2,000 or 3,000 people that followed him, donated all their money. He only appeared once a year. There's been one interview in this last 5 years with this guy. He actually believes that do you remember when the alien spaceship came down over the Israeli temple? Do you know when it came down and then it shut up?
Yeah, that was...
Wait, I've just phased out for a second there.
Yeah, because you're playing fucking heist in the chat, yo.
Alien spaceship came down somewhere?
Right.
Where's Richard?
Where was it? Was it 2011? I thought it might have been 2011.
See, Dr. Josh and me are having a whole fucking moment here. You go back to playing heist. Go back to playing fucking heist. This is for the audience. You aren't even paying attention. Do you remember? Yeah, that spaceship thing that came down up on top of the Sound of the Mount or whatever the fuck.
Mount, yeah.
So there's videos of it from multiple views. I don't know what that is. We don't know what. I haven't looked into it. But he believes that came down. That was the deliverance of like a big Holy Spirit, and when that then entered his body, and he became Jesus. And as
That's
of about
what
a
Lord
month ago,
Rael says.
yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what Lord Rael says.
So as of about a month ago, this guy was arrested.
Jesus.
Well, possibly, maybe I'm conflicting the Lord Rael thing because I am drinking as well. But
Well,
this,
it's possible. It's possible.
I do stalk you a little bit, just a wee bit, you know. So there is a confliction there. But this guy has been arrested.
I suppose it's possible that while in prison he'll start to sing, and then the doors to his cell will open.
I did try to get Manda to watch a movie, and I would guess that the only person in the audience that I would say has probably watched this would be Ox, and never discussed it. I'm just picking on him. Yeah, now I'm rambling and I'm fucking drunk. I'm getting the little buzz. There we go.
Nobody is drunker than Manda right now. Trust me.
I tried to get Manda to watch a movie the other day. It's a movie from the late 80s, early 90s. It's Scott Bakula. Do you know the guy from Quantum Leap? Bakula.
Drunk Manda can pronounce it better than you can.
See, this is the thing, Manda, right? For a lot of Robbie's life, Robbie didn't have friends, so he's reading things and he's interpreting the words as they're written.
Look how Momma and MathPig refer to themselves in the third person. That's what we should call the stream.
Anyway.
What book are you reading?
By whom? No, by whom?
I am reading Prey by Michael... Fuck! Crichton.
Thank you. There you go.
Right.
For fucking months, he would tell me Crichton, and I would
Wait there. We've got to do it again.
him, and
We've
he'd
distracted
forget
his
it.
brain now. Who's this guy in Quantum Leap?
Scott Bakula.
Alaka.
Right? It's like Dracula, but with a B. That's how I'm going to remember it, you know? Anyway, no, Abram, my drink of choice is Buckfast. Look it up. Don't hit news because, yeah. Quantum Leap, Scott Bakula. He's in this as a private detective, as a cop, investigating some murders. It was a cult leader, and he was very deep into the actual magic. And the people who followed him realised how evil he was, and they killed him. They then took the very little magic that they knew of. A few of them became famous from it, like, you know, David Blaine and sort of stuff and things like that there. A few of them went into the occult and used it to make money. And as the movie progresses, the main guy actually comes back. It's called Lord of Illusions, Julie. That's the one. Lord of Illusions. It is a very good... it's quite dark. It is very 80s, early 90s. Yeah, I showed Manda the trailer, and it's, have you seen this guy in the darkness coming out at you? You know that voiceover from the 90s? Yeah, it's... The trailer's shit. Watch the movie. It's really good. It's very dark. It is sort of a dark movie because it's into cultism, you know, of this one main leader that could juggle fire and walk on water and, you know, resurrect himself from the dead. But he did it for evilness and he did it for power.
Shush. I have a higher standard of... Okay, so she just fucks off. That's fine. Like, I am, you know, my favorite, everybody knows my favorite show is Game of Thrones, even though they fucked that shit up, but whatever. But, like, I know the best show is Breaking Bad, and, like, you know, just, I'm sorry. Like, okay, Josh, what is your favorite movie?
Jesus, this streams everywhere.
Movie?
That's the kind of the point. No, actually, no, not movie, show. And I want the same for fucking Dave, because I actually... Regardless, no, okay, yes. Really? So it is. Okay. House is his favorite. I appreciate this is a topic I've discussed in length with some friends that
That was to Dave. No, that was towards Dave.
You get more out of a show because of character development and whatnot. So Josh, what is your favorite show?
Like all time?
All time.
Probably Seinfeld.
Fucking say that. That's how much of a fucking stalker I am. I swear to God.
Okay.
I'm just gonna leave now.
Comedy favorite show.
So
How
I
about
was
that?
thinking about a non-thingy one. Spooky says porridge. You have no idea what porridge is, do you?
Everybody can answer with your favorite shows.
Spooky
and we'll
or
judge
stew?
accordingly. But Josh,
Spooky. That's spooky. The spooky
Not-
stool.
Not comedy?
is definitely
Drama.
school. Non-comedy favorite show. Because Veep, by the way, is my favorite comedy. But that shit is deep, yo. Like,
I mean, I have to skip a lot of them because of like gore, but Law and Order SVU.
really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
If they're like stabbings and
Yeah. No, I get that. I
genital
get that.
stuff, I have
Totally.
to skip those because
I just,
Oh,
I
Kat.
like. No, go ahead,
Okay.
Dave.
Well, Kat says I liked House, but Breaking Bad was better. Right, but I love Breaking Bad. It's just that House
Breaking
was better.
Bad is like literally a pitch perfect show. The scenery is perfect. The fucking dialogue is perfect. The actors are perfect. Vince
never seen it.
Gilligan is a fucking genius. Just like I will tell you a million times a day that Lin-Manuel Miranda of Hamilton fame is genius. But you know, I understand that people have their preferences, something that might speak to them emotionally. So
Buffy.
I totally don't judge, but when you tell me something like fucking, I don't know, The Vampire Diaries is your favorite show, I might judge a little. Like a little.
SG1 is very up there.
Speaking of which, The Vampire Diaries was literally shot like fucking a mile and a half from my house.
Ox says Life After People on the History Channel.
Never heard that one.
I
But
have to
like-
say that I have never been as emotionally involved in a show as the newest version of Battlestar Galactica.
What do you mean the newest like the 2005 version?
Well, there's one version which is old, and then there's the newest one.
When you say no, like 2005, you can't say that's like the newest version because it was fucking 15 years ago. But it is a good
Damn it,
show.
I'm old. 2005, 15 years ago. I remember them.
Do you ever like? It's like, okay, I get that I'm
I'd
a
be-
scientist and people expect me to like science fiction. I don't, although there's a few things I like. Whatever. Is there anything science fiction that you like, Josh?
X-Files, says Lone Wanderer.
About 4 times.
Oh, I missed that.
science fiction.
I used to like I had an actual thing that I would do every Sunday night when I was in high school because it was like The Simpsons. I remember The Simpsons and X-Files on Sunday nights that were constant when I was in high school. And I would, I would paint my nails. I would eat a little tiny bag of Cheetos, drink a can of Coke, and watch both The Simpsons through the X-Files that night. So that
If
was
I
like
could make
that was what kind of conjures that emotional response in me because it was such a big part of who I was as a teenager. But I don't, as people get upset because I work in the science field, but I don't love science fiction. So I that's why I'm asking you, Josh. Is there anything science fiction-y that you enjoy?
I mean, other than the 700 Club,
What's the 700 Club?
Oh my god! Go ahead, Josh. Tell them what this.
does Mystery Science Theater 3000 count?
yes.
Yes,
What's
it
that?
absolutely does. The 700 Club. So there you go. The 700 Club is like a Sunday. I think I don't know what. I'm pretty sure they do it Sunday morning. It's
a Jesus show.
it's a Christian, give me money. I'm a Christian. Give me money, kind of thing.
If you're a big
It's
fan of
love.
Benny Hinn, I don't know if Benny Hinn's actually on 700 Club. I mean, like is it all part of Trinity Broadcasting Network? I don't know how.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure there's at least some connection.
I used to love watching Rod Parsley.
Gospel. Yeah. Which is just I seriously do not understand prosperity. Okay, I will just let me finish my statement and then you can go. I don't understand prosperity gospel because of everything that Jesus said about like giving the shirt off of your back to the poor.
That was Israeli Jesus, not American Jesus.
Well,
I don't know, when you have someone brave enough to be a prosperity gospel person named Creflo Dollar, or Dr. E.V. Hill.
Here you go.
He likes the $1 billion.
Wait. Okay, Robbie, before you say anything, Dr. Josh has to go.
Seriously, I had my hand up and all, bitch.
I know, but he has to leave, so like I'm giving him the floor before he goes. So is there anything you want to shill or say, or are you going to tell me that you never want to speak to me again because you finally met drunk Amanda?
Definitely not the latter. I will. Megan has worked really hard on our website, which is just digitalhammurabi.com. She's figured out a way, I don't know how, if you wanted to buy our books before, you had to buy them on Amazon. But there's a way that she's hooked it up that you can just go to the website and under the merchandise tab, I think, it has all our stuff, but you can buy the books right there. But anyway.
Smart.
I will make sure that Robbie puts that in the description of the show before it's done.
Honey, just type !DH in the chat.
In like the actual, okay.
So I have a bot and I've preloaded it with Dr. Josh's stuff. And when you type DH in the chat, it puts up his YouTube channel. Dave then realizes that it's missing the rest of the stuff and he puts in the rest.
I did. It didn't. Was this supposed to be a capital DH?
No, it put up his YouTube channel.
Oh, there it is.
And then Dave realizes that the bot doesn't post the rest of it up. And then Dave posts the rest.
That's how much we adore you, Josh. Please don't hate me for me dragging you onto the stream.
This has been a lot of fun.
Seriously, man, I'm worried about the distance. You're closer to her than I am, you know. She's drunk, you know.
No, I like I said, Josh has been the most amazing friend to me. But continue to show. Like I will make sure that you already have some of this. I already have some of the stuff of yours in the description, but I will add more to it. Continue.
Oh, I mean, like I'm trying to pay more attention to we have 2 podcasts that we do. There's Megan's is the Digital Hammurabi podcast, and then I have the Hebane podcast. And I've been trying to upload to it once a month, but I haven't been really pushing it because I keep forgetting about it. But yeah, they're
I know the feeling, dude. It's okay.
But I really appreciate you guys having me on. I really enjoyed this. I know I wish I could stay longer, but I got to.
No, we'll probably.
I need to go to bed.
Anyway.
You've already kept me up. It's stupid.
No, I just, like I said, I cannot thank you enough for the kindness you have extended to me when I was even just a nothing channel. Just, like, I can't. Like I said, everything I said before is completely true. Thank you for being one of my dearest friends, and you're welcome. That's why I keep bringing him back. That's why he's been on my channel so many times. Dr. Josh is amazing. His content is amazing. Check him out. And can you just for really quickly tell us about your scholarship fund?
Yes. So, and thank you, by the way. You said some just incredibly nice things. I really appreciate it. Uh,
I said some incredibly true things, not nice things.
So Megan has, for those that don't know, I did a video toward the beginning, is against Hugh Ross. He was doing something with Hebrew that he shouldn't have been doing. And at the end of it, just trying to be funny and sort of off the cuff, I said, so join HAPS, Humans Against Poor Scholarship, and fight against this stuff. And then Megan had the idea of doing the scholarship. And I said, hey, we should call it HAPS. I laughed and she said, no, that's a great idea. So Humans Against Poor Scholarship is our scholarship fund. And what we do is it's completely crowdfunded. So we have patrons that donate every month. I think we're at like $634 a month that people donate, even through the craziness of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
But we're able, for the past 2 years, we've been able to give PhD students $2,000 a piece.
Which is a lot when you're a kid, when you're a student, like so much.
But so candidates come on and they do a half-hour interview and kind of pitch who they are and what they're working on and what they want to use the money for during the summer. And it can be everything from research to traveling somewhere to paying an electric bill. It's whatever they can do over the summer when they're not getting paid to try to keep their PhD going. Yes. And then everybody that donates to it, however little or much that you donate, you get a vote. And so people watch the interviews and then they cast their votes at the end. And whoever gets, most votes gets it. So we've been able to give 3 $2,000 scholarships in each year that we've done it, which has been good. Hopefully, now that we have nonprofit status, we'll be able to do more. And we've just started an additional part. I don't know if we have an actual name for it yet, but it's essentially Black Scholars Matter. And what we do is we identify people that are getting ready to graduate with their bachelor's degree and who are going to go on to get a graduate degree in one of the ancient Near Eastern studies fields. And we pay for them to go to a conference, one of the annual conferences. So we're trying to set it up where a scholar already in the field kind of walks them around, introduces them to all the scholars in the field, so that they can start to see what it's like to go to an annual conference. They can become, engaged with other scholars, and hopefully that will, be another step in, bringing the African American community, giving them additional, advantages to getting into the field, because it's difficult for them to do so. So, anyway. Thank you for letting me ramble on about that.
No,
that's fine. That gave me a chance to go and actually get the most recent interview from the HAPS scholarship winner from this year, which I didn't vote for. My fuck you.
Like I said, I'm, normally when I drink, I'm mouthy, but apparently I'm soft-hearted tonight. But that hit me. There's so much that you guys do, and I appreciate it.
That's all, Josh, because generally when you're around me and Dave, you just get angry and scream at both of us.
But seriously, Josh, we'd love having you on. Come anytime, and check out his stuff. I will make sure everything's in the description.
Thank you. And please, anytime you want me to come back on, just holler.
Well, absolutely. And then your book is literally the next thing I do, next thing I read. So we will be getting to that. So thank you so much for coming, and thank you so much for being you and being the friend that you are to me. So I'm gonna shut up now.
Thank you.
I'll let you get going.
My friend first. Fuck off.
I know, but he means a lot to me. That's all I'm saying.
I'm hovering over the remove button. Say something nasty so I can kick you. Go on.
I'm teared up because of the stuff he was talking about. I hope that someday I'm able to give back the way you and Megan give back, because I struggled so hard through my master's because I did it myself as a single mother, and it was so fucking much.
Yeah.
And so I appreciate what you're doing to like I started my PhD and I haven't finished it yet, but I appreciate thank you.
Yeah.
You're amazing. I love you guys. I love you so much. Thank you. That's all.
And we love you too.
Send our love to me. Please do. And hug the kids extra tight. As stressful as it can get, I tried 4 times to get a shower yesterday and about an hour to order food online. It took me a fucking hour to order food online because we love our children. But they are amazing, you know, and yeah, Dr. Josh, thank you for everything that you've done for me. Loads of respect, man.
Well, I can't thank you all enough for everything that you said, and I hope I can live up to half of it.
No,
You already do.
Hey, the funny thing is, if you tripped and fell down the stairs and broke both your legs, at that level you'd still be higher, you know.
You guys are too much. Well, thank you guys very much for having me on, and I'll see you again real soon.
Thanks, Josh.
Take care, guys. Have a good night. Bye.
Okay.
Sammy
I'm
turns up
leaving
now.
now.
Sammy just turned up. Sammy just turned up. He's expecting a full
Oh,
stream.
Sammy, love. Sammy is like literally part of our family.
You should bring him in for 5
Love
minutes.
you so much. I am leaving you two in charge for 2 fucking minutes. We'll probably, because I know Dave wants to leave, we'll probably wrap up. Let's start wrapping up. But I need to go for 2 fucking minutes because Angel just got home from work. 2 minutes. You two are in charge. Go.
Dave,
Where are the strippers coming from?
post the link in the live chat for Sammy. Get his naked ass in here. I literally have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 9 windows open. I can't touch anything.
Who do you think is going to actually connect first?
I don't give a fuck who connects first. I'm going to kick everybody but Sammy.
That's dangerous. Yes.
It's not
Cadence.
dangerous.
I say everything cadence. If you come up, that's fine.
Oh yeah. We don't mind cadence. We know that. Trust me. Me and Dave know the internet. It's we're good. We're good. We have troll lists. You know. There's more chance of Dave flashing his penis on screen than there is somebody from the live chat that's watching now joining and flashing their privates on screen.
Do I have to?
You don't have to. But if you painted it green,
You're
nobody
making
would
it
see.
sound like an obligation.
I'm just saying, if you painted it green, nobody would see.
What day is it?
Technically, right now, in the UK, it is 1 o'clock on Monday morning.
So Sunday. Oh shit. Why is it doing this?
No, never again. You're not on it. We checked. Dave's seen it. I went and looked. You are definitely, or were never, ever banned from this channel. I don't know what
she's talking
happened.
about the troll list.
I think it was your Chrome Firefox
No,
thing.
it's her Firefox. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
You're not Sammy.
No. Sammy!
Hold on, Sammy's technically not on screen yet. Now he's on screen. There you go.
Hi, Sammy, love.
Sammy? Sammy?
Sammy doesn't have a mic. You're gonna have to put your camera on and do a semaphore.
You know why?
Oh, he flashed!
It doesn't
Yes.
exist.
Manda, shush, he flashed.
Hi.
There you are. Hi, Sammy.
Yeah, you can hear me.
Are we mobiling it tonight, Sammy?
Yeah.
Can I just say,
Okay,
right,
wait.
Dr. Josh's shoes, he left them behind. So if you can climb into them and fill them, that would be great.
Oh, fuck me, MathPig.
No, honestly.
Pressure.
Okay. So most of the time, Sammy is the one that's imbibed a little bit because when we stream on Dave's, it's much later in Australia. So now I'm the drunk one. How do you feel about that, Sammy?
Nice.
I
As
don't
long as
think
one of
that
you, as long as one of you stream at a decent time.
I don't think that the community as a whole actually realizes how much Sammy actually means to. I can personally speak, and I know Manda's pissed, so she's about a 15 on the I love Sammy scale.
Yeah, but you know, like I've told you.
I
a
know.
million times.
Shush, can I finish my...
Stop fucking making me cry.
So, that worked. Oh, fuck, she said cry. Now I feel awful. Or am I helping you? I don't know. I'm
Probably
I
helping.
want to know how to
No,
make her
shh.
cry more. I want to know if we can make her stream.
Look, all I know is Sammy and me have had discussions that Dave, who is my actual best friend that I talk to as much as I can when he's not being a dick, and my actual girlfriend who knows more than anybody else on the planet, there's about 3 things that only Sammy knows. Sammy has been around to... Oh, fuck off. Now you're mocking me. This is unfair. Now you're mocking me.
Like, seriously.
No, Sam, in all honesty, this... what? Ah, yes! Do you know what today is?
By the way,
Do you know what
all
today
I have
is? Do you know what today is, bitch?
Shush! This is literally all I have left of the entire bottle, and I never drink. That's how fucking drunk Amanda is right now. So, continue.
Okay.
Today is the day you met Manda.
No.
The day you got together.
No.
It's the day you first sent her nudes.
No.
The day she first sent you nudes.
Can I finish the sentence?
This is the
No, I
same
want to
day.
keep guessing. I want to keep guessing.
You'll never get it because it's really awkward, because it's actually about
The
a
day you
week...
said Sammy nudes.
Today is a week and a half,
Me too.
right? Today is a week and a half before the 2-year anniversary of the pigsty. The pigsty actually started, I think it was the 15th or the 16th of Discord. It was an offshoot with about 7 people in it, and after about a month or 2, there was a few other people let in. I literally had it that nobody could create an invite except me. Nobody was allowed to invite anybody. I was a real snobby, fuck the whole lot of yous. And Sammy was one of the few people that was allowed in. He's original pigsty, and I have been fucking badgering this bastard, sorry, bad temper, for a year now to get a fucking interview, and the timing doesn't work and all the rest of it. But me and Sammy have spent many a lunchtime in a car park having a chat, and talking about things I wouldn't tell Manda.
You will get the first interview too, Matt.
You fucking better. You fucking better.
I want to interview you.
No, I know that. Dave said this to me. Dave said it 2 weeks ago, right? I was genuinely hurt by this, had a pain in my chest and everything. Dave said that he was talking to you about a fucking interview, and I was like... Not happening.
Matt, and in fact, MathPig was the first person I Patreon to as well.
Digital Hammurabi was...
You've got to do him first. You've got to do a practice somewhere.
I created Patreon to join Digital Hammurabi, and the Digital Hammurabi original Patreon then... I was number 5. Sammy was number 1. But yes, Sammy's original. Sammy's...
I want to give Sammy a chance to talk, but I just want to say, seriously. So you get rid of Dave? Oh no, wait, you get rid of you.
It's the only way to shut me up. It's the only way to shut me up.
Sammy is our family, and it's hard because he lives in Australia, so he can't always stream with us. But every time, if you guys haven't listened to Sammy, know what he does,
Nobody can, because the fucker keeps changing his name to Naked Gorilla, to Watchtower Watcher, to Watchtower Watchman, to this, that, and the other, and all the rest. No, I can't find the fucker's channel.
Sammy, tell us how you're doing.
I'm good. I've been setting up my business the last couple of months, which has taken an awful lot of my time.
Do you mind if you don't want to share what you do, but we know what you do, and I have
it's So I run what's called a disability support service. So in Australia, we have a system called the NDIS, which is the National Disability Insurance Scheme. And essentially,
I have so
they
much to
brought
say,
it
I
out a
just need
couple
to
of years
talk.
ago where rather than just a lot of countries have a disability pension, which we still have, but this NDIS actually provides a lot more funding for people with disabilities to just live better lives, essentially. And that's what we do. So we do everything from what they call supported independent living. So we house them, give them homes to live in, to accessing the community. So just assisting them to, live their daily lives, shopping and going to the bank and stuff like that, through to doctor's appointments and helping them find jobs, so on and so forth.
I can't like.
No! I've been holding back to the point where I had to leave. I'm fucking.
Robbie. Shut the fuck up. Most people know that subscribe to my channel that I am personally disabled myself. I have chronic pain. I don't have the severe enough disability to need something like what Sammy works for, but I know what it's like to be disabled and to need help. And Sammy comes on and he's a lot of fun and everything, but like the heart that this man has and the amount of work he does, this is one of the, well, I would say this is why we love him, but we love him because he's just one of us. So he's just the greatest guy. What the fuck are you raising your hand? You're both raising your hands.
I was before Dave. I was first.
You were not. You lying bastard.
No, it's my channel. Sorry, Robbie. I'm going with Dave first because I'm doing the whole.
Dave's internet just broke though. Dave's
I'm
internet just broke.
disabled.
I don't know what happened.
Like I get it. So Dave goes first. Sorry.
So you're an I love you drunk.
Not usually. I don't usually go fuck yourself drunk. Tonight, I'm clearly I don't know what it is with this wine.
That was your choice. You went with that. No. You chose that.
I know. I apologize for not being my normal bitchy self and for fucking crying. But seriously, Sammy, what you do and also your friendship and the fact that you're part of our family means the world to me. What the fuck, Robbie?
Thanks, Manda.
What? Go ahead. I'm talking to you, Robbie.
Why does it look like you've got a thing next to you?
Who?
Robbie.
What
like
thing?
A puppet, the head, evil puppet thing.
Is it a mask?
Bandana.
It's
Other
his bandana
side.
on the mic.
Oh god, it fucking drives me nuts, yo.
We're not gonna. Can I speak?
It looks
now?
like a pet.
Anyway, we're showing our love for Sammy right now. So what do you have to say, Dave?
I mean, Robbie's next.
No, I called on you because I said,
He had his hand up.
Unite and shit. Like, no, seriously though, this is why Dave's like my best friend because we can talk about it's hard when you have something like chronic pain to be able to talk to people who don't have it. Go ahead. Tell us why Sammy is awesome, Dave. And Robbie, come back. Stop fucking being a douche.
Dave has talked twice. I've tried 3 times. Doesn't matter. Go on ahead, Dave. Dave even said I could.
Preference merely because he's a cripple like me. That's all. Has nothing to do with. Go ahead, Dave.
I feel like I'm watching Mum and Dad have an argument.
You are.
Pretty
Anyway,
hard.
I can come back.
Go ahead, Dave. Tell us.
I did. Did you
Okay.
see the man? He's fucking gorgeous. I just want him for his body.
Oh,
Yeah, he did
is.
twice. He told everybody why Sammy was fantastic twice. Twice.
Do you know, Sammy, how many women have texted me and said, "Holy fucking shit, Sammy is gorgeous." I don't know which way he is according to the Robbie's layout, but seriously, I don't know why you icon all the time, because every woman is like, "Dude, I saw Sammy for the first time today and he is beautiful." So,
I guess
and I say women, including Dave.
You're too kind.
I don't know. I guess I'm a little embarrassed.
You don't need to be, sweetheart.
Robbie! What the
Dad, come back.
muted?
I love you both.
Why are you muted?
Sorry, Manda, you were speaking. Go on ahead.
No, you both raised your hand at the same time, and I only gave Dave precedence because he's a cripple like me.
Excuse me. I raised my hand first. He's lying.
Okay, well, I didn't notice because I'm drunk, so it's not my fault. Robbie, come back and tell us how awesome Sammy is.
Sammy, I've seen your actual business. I've read the reviews. I've seen the people the things you said about.
Thanks, dude. Means a lot. I don't do it. Obviously, I don't tell people generally what I even do because I don't do it
Yeah,
for those
that's
reasons.
why you're so awesome. Honestly.
And people like it's strange to me. People say, "Oh, you know, it's such an amazing thing you do, and I couldn't do something like that." And like, admittedly, there's a lot of gross sides to this job, and not so pleasant sides. And I do see a lot of the worst side of society in how these people are generally treated, and how our society is just completely designed to exclude them. I think that the positives outweigh the negatives on the whole. And I also, I don't know how many people are aware of this, but I have a son who has a genetic disorder, a rare genetic disorder. So, and it's one that there's not really any prognosis. It's every person that has this condition, you know, is affected differently, and can sort of range from everything from no major effects through to death. So it's a day by day sort of a thing. And I guess I was already in the industry, but once my son come along, it sort of made me realize that, you know, if I passed suddenly, I would not feel comfortable with my son going into the system that's there now. So I guess the whole purpose of my business and what I'm doing is trying to change those things that's wrong with society. And
Because it's not fair. Like I mean, everybody knows I have my own disability, but my son also has lung disease technically, which I honestly, if we lived in Australia, it wouldn't fucking be a problem because you guys have actual health care. But here in America, it's an issue because of, pre-existing conditions. Manda is very drunk right now. But I completely get that. It's hard, and once you're hit with that, you feel the need that you want to do something more. So.
I was talking to some Trump supporters on Twitter, and this was months and months ago, it was probably 12 months ago even. And what shocked me was and I guess it was Twitter, so they were probably partly trolling as well. But our discussion got down to the point they were trying to make was that the government shouldn't have to support people; they should support themselves. And I brought up people who are born with disabilities, and these Trump supporters. I ended up it's part of the reason why I haven't been back on Twitter for so long. Essentially, their reasoning was the people who are born like that are just unlucky, and that it shouldn't be society's job to carry those people. And if anything, it should be their family's responsibility. And I think that was a big eye opener for me. That it's not just religion. There is so much that is going backwards in the world, especially America, but it's happening here in Australia.
One of the biggest issues, and now that I'm the only American here, is the fact that, and I'm not trying to be America-centric or anything, but America is a superpower, and we should be leading, like I said about climate change, it's the same for healthcare. We should be leading the world in this stuff, and we're not. Like I said, my son has lung disease because of something that happened to him at birth. That is not his fault. It's not my fault. But I shouldn't have to, I'm panicked right now about Trump being reelected because I'm worried about being able to have my son be covered under my insurance because he has lung disease at 16. That's not fair. And I get
it's almost like there's this cognitive dissonance going on, that people aren't hearing that the sentence, the most powerful country in the world, the most freest country, the most advanced country in the world, and you're worried about your son getting simple health care.
Yeah, I have been very careful about him being exposed to COVID because of his lung disease. I have kept him from physically going to school, even though probably 80% of the kids now in my district are physically going to school. And I have to worry about that, and I'm scared. And that's not fair to me because I work really hard. And that's not saying that I deserve more than others, but I do what I can to take care of my kid. But under my insurance, because of Trump, I have to worry that if something happens, he's not going to be covered because Trump wants to do this. It's not fair. It's not fair to me. And like you said, we are a superpower. We are pretty much, the richest. We're supposed to be the richest, most powerful country on this planet, and yet we pulled ourselves out of Paris and we say fuck you to healthcare, and it's not fair. And that's why we respect so much of what you do. So.
Right. Should we go to bed?
Yes. I'll let everybody wrap up really quick, but I'll give you the whole apologies for me being drunk thing. And thank you to Dr. Josh, as well as my adorable, amazing partner, MathPig, my best friend in the world, Cripple, my fucking family, Sammy, who has always been there for me, whatever I need, and I hope that I've been there for him as well. Thank you all for coming, and I will let you all chill and say what you want to say before we head out. So I'll start with Sammy, since he came last.
Yep, and I have the least to show. But I am in the process of voicing my first upload, finally. But I'm half tempted to scrap the voiceover, and I'm thinking about using the footage that I've got and doing it live. my slow speaking Aussie voice is just not right for voiceovers, unfortunately. I tried speeding it up a quarter faster, and it actually sounds like a normal person talking. So yeah, I'm thinking I might just do it live and see how we go. Maybe get one or two of you guys to jump on with me.
Well, we will support anything that you do, Sammy. Always know that. So,
Awesome.
thank you for coming on and filling in for Josh for the little bit.
Thanks
of
I'm feeling very loved right now.
Of course.
Realizing I'm going to have to take up drinking in the daytime if I want to.
Dude, fuck your face. Like I said, literally the only times I've drank this year has been as fucking 6:30 in the morning for my other fucking Aussie fan, like when I used to be on Six Pack. So, do you know what it's like to like start coming, like having a hangover at like 10 o'clock in the morning? It sucks. So,
Wow, yeah, that's dedication, Manda.
what can I say? Dave, you had your hand up.
Have you heard the news about what's happening on Thursday?
No, what?
The UK is going back into the full lockdown.
All right, like all like including Robbie.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we had this discussion yesterday.
Okay, well, I wasn't sure what full lockdown meant. 'Cause
I
know
might
that
have
you're
to start doing my
outside.
show again in the morning.
Unfortunately,
What a
Dave.
drinking in the morning again.
Why do you hate me so much, Dave? For how many months did I show? Like seriously, those of you that are watching tonight and don't know who Critical Cripple is, go watch his channel. I have done more fucking Critical Cripple streams than I've done on my entire channel with this fucking show. So, but it's fun. It's a lot of fun. It's a silly quiz show, and it's just a bunch of friends having fun. It's something that we've been able, and honestly, like it's helped us all get through this lockdown, like this whole pandemic together, and it, you know, it's something I really appreciate. So, as much as I bitch about it, I love you for it.
MathPig's Quiplash streams. That's what it's called.
Especially the one apparently dedicated to my vagina.
We haven't done Quiplash in close to 2.
Also, we have Among Us now. Have you got that, Sammy?
Yes.
I've got it, yes.
Let's definitely do Among Us. Because I am a boss-ass bitch when I'm the fucking imposter. Like, I will kill everybody in like 3 minutes flat and fucking own that shit. So, just saying. But no, and at Robbie, obviously everything that he does, the community, I've given so much love to everybody tonight. I try not to overdo it with Robbie because he's my partner, but like the community that he's built, and probably, I mean, I know I wouldn't be here without him. Dave probably feels the same way. You do, Sammy?
Yep.
Yeah.
But Robbie's the reason I'm here.
Yeah.
Well, he's certainly the reason I'm here right now.
No, fuck you. The reason you're here is I offered you boobs for this. So I'm kidding. He's not interested in my boobs. But seriously, like I would not have a channel at all if it weren't for MathPig's community, let alone the work that he puts into my channel. Yes, I'm the scientist. I do the research and whatnot, but he does
click
the
buttons.
He does the editing.
I click buttons.
Why the fuck are you iconed? You don't just click buttons, Robbie. You do so much. You have brought the pigsty is an actual subsection of our atheist community that is big, and we all it's a family. All of us, everybody in the audience tonight, we have each other and we have helped each other through this completely fucked up year. And that's something that means a lot. And it's people like Robbie who are the glue that have kept us together. So, like I said, I try not to.
He has
be-
doubts.
And it's a
but-
scary thought. But in 2 days' time, we may be needing each other even more.
Oh, it is such a seriously. If you're on the edge and on the fence about this,
Yeah,
and
vote for
I'm
Trump.
assuming that none of you are if you're watching my channel right now, but if you are, I put out a video yesterday.
Good job,
I
Robbie.
put out a video yesterday.
I was waiting to see if she noticed.
Of course I noticed. Just like seriously, I'm not trying to be hyperbole about this. Trump has fucked with our climate, initiatives, and his climate policy is really hurting our planet. Please go vote and don't, be like, I hate Biden, I'll vote third party. We cannot afford Trump. Sorry.
No,
Sorry
you
to
could
say it.
almost say that Trump has grabbed the earth by the pussy.
That is the fucking perfect way to put it, Sammy.
Oh,
Thank you.
perfect. Sorry, I thought he was insulting, so I kicked him. I'll bring him back.
By the way, I'm tweeting that when I'm done with the stream. I'm stealing that from you, Sammy. Thank you.
Yeah,
And
go
I
for it.
will credit you, but I'm stealing it. So
If I
but
can, and
seriously-
I will say this off camera, thank you. I generally try and do the best that I can. As it stands now, people here know. Do my best. And
he does more like serious. Robbie is the glue of the community, at least that I'm in, that Dave's in, that Sammy's in, that most of you are in. If you're here and not sub to him, please. Dave and I.
yeah,
are
seriously, like I'm so close to 1,000. Swear to fuck.
Close to
Fuck
1,000.
Manda.
If
Fuck
Irvine does,
Dave.
we're all who's on this channel.
You know,
Yeah.
if I had a yoga ball or somebody famous, fuck the whole audience.
But like I said, I'm a little bit soft-hearted tonight, but I can't help but show my appreciation to everybody that comes and watches us, everybody that is part of this community, because we've gone through this together and we do this together, and we have our family, and as long as we hold to each other tightly, hopefully we can get through whatever the fuck happens, because who knows what's going to happen. And yes, I am scared, but as long as we have each other, we can do this. And I just appreciate every single one of you that came here, every single one of you in the chat, just all of you. Amanda's going to shut the fuck up now, leaving it to you guys. So go ahead.
Yes, the man who is crying off camera. Let him talk.
No, we're going to say good night. Subscribe to everyone. I've given links. Good night, everybody.
Thank you, everybody, for coming. Sorry this was so long, and sorry I got drunk. That's all.
Was this the bit where I end the stream? Hold on.
Yes.
Sure. Go ahead.
Love you all.
Night.
Me too.
Love you.
Bye.